was. He doesn't understand what the problem was. And they said, well, we fixed that. But like in regards to my name, right? I said, that's what started it all, right?
Yeah.
And I said, if you took my name down when I told you to, and being honest with everybody. Oh, are you recording this now?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So this is what went down. So first of all, he asked me for names and phone numbers of people that I talked to in regards to tickets or the show or whatever. And I told him, I said, well, under the Canadian privacy law or whatever, we're not allowed to give out private information due to the fact that I also told him, I said, I don't know these guys. I said, I don't know them from Adam. And I said, I'm not giving out anybody's phone number or anybody's address or anybody's, whatever, private information, because I don't, for security and privacy rules, right? Under the federal law, under the Canadian federal law, because you're not supposed to. It's all Privacy Act. We can't just give out phone numbers without permission.
Yeah.
Unless it's a court order or something like that. Well, that's a different story. And then he mentioned, well, I want to give it to my lawyer. And I said, wait, stop right there. I said, and then I explained to him what happened. I said, you released my name without permission, without any contracts, without me paying you any money. So there's no contract. The only time, even if you sign a contract, the contract's not binding until you pay money, right? Money has to exchange hands before it becomes binding.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. No signed contracts for us to sponsor the show and all that other kind of stuff. So I said, I said, so what I need you to do now is I need you to take down my name from every single advertising on social media, YouTube, whatever, and just go and tell the fans whatever that unfortunately I can't make it for whatever reason, and that I'm not sponsoring the show, so that they know. That's all they want to know. They just want to know, the truth, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. But when you start bringing in that you're going to, for lawyers and stuff like that, well, I don't want anything to do with the show. It's just too much drama, too much, I don't know this person or that person. I'm getting caught in the middle, and my team doesn't want that. So basically, we're not sponsoring the table. We're not sponsoring the show. Take it down. And I said, and then go back and just do what you need to do for the show, and leave us out of it, basically, because we're not part of the show unless we pay for something.
I noticed that he took down his promotion video, which he didn't have to do. He could have just changed the title and everything, but like...
What promotional? He doesn't have a promotional video.
I mean, he had one for his Indiegogo page.
Okay, well, whatever. But I told him, but there is some... Now, what he was saying is that some of those videos were done by somebody else and not him.
Huh?
I don't know if I believe that or not, but I said that one video with my name on it, I said, it's not a very good video. It's 39 seconds long. And I told him honestly, I said, I wouldn't even buy a ticket from that show. It's stupid. I said, as a producer, I said, somebody screaming in a mic and talking to Chuck Berry for 5 minutes. I mean, I don't even know if that was a guy or not. Maybe it was. And that was fine because he's a celebrity. He can say what he wants. But the other guy, I mean, 39 seconds, it doesn't say anything about the show at all.
Yeah.
And it's back in February 2021, and which is fine or whatever. And then, but the whole thing is what I told him, the whole problem that started all this with the phone calls was they was checking to see, and it's a simple problem to fix. Take my name down in time. Unfortunately, we're not going to be there. But if you didn't release the name before you got paid and made the deal, you wouldn't have the problem right now.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing some research, like, regarding his statements on, like, his, payment process being attacked, and I'm,
What, event.com?
Yeah, no,
That's
Stripes, that's the payment process that event.com uses.
Well, yeah, I use them too until yesterday. We switched to somebody else because we did payments faster. But it doesn't really matter. It's a platform. Event.com is a legit platform.
Yeah. It's just that he's claiming that a bunch of people attacked his payment process, which I am confused on how is that even possible. I would have expected like people to attack a pressure like events.com for even hosting this con, but I wasn't expecting to go after Stripes. And then
Well, because what happens in this kind of situation, the fans or people going to the show, because it's all digital, and I have to use platforms myself that people recognize. If they don't recognize, like I'm not going to go to a new company unless I see reviews that their security and their security system is protected under the merchant, insurance and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm not going to buy a ticket because it's happened before. There's a lot of scammers out there saying, "Oh, we're doing a show." Next thing you know, they get all this money through these platforms, and then the show gets canceled and nobody gets their money back because they're scammers. They're out there for sure. So you have to. So all they're doing is just checking to make sure. He looked at it as being attacked. But because I know events.com, then that's fine. I've talked to them. They're legit. They're out of California. They have an address. They have a phone number. I can get a hold of them. Well, kind of, without, everything's email now, but they are legit. So I can verify that to everybody. But if they were using some other platform that I don't know, then I you got to check it out to make sure it's real,
he's
right?
using events.com along with so he's also using another platform for another payment, but I'm not sure what it is. I have to find the link.
Well, that's event.com. Event.com will have to figure out if somebody's trying to breach their thing or whatever. But if anybody's like I said, if anybody's bad mouthing events.com, it's not their problem either.
Yeah,
they're protected. So it all depends on what the producer of Ottawa VCon wants to do. If the show goes on, fine. If it doesn't, then he has to reimburse the money. I don't know what his deal is. That's the problem. And because of what's happening, fans are confused. They say, well, maybe the event.com is not real, but it is. I will tell you that right now. It's illegit.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not
whether
or not you get your money back, that's depending. You have to read the fine print in regards to the show, right?
The fine print regarding the show says that you can't refund within a week of the con, and I'm like,
okay.
What do you mean by a week? Don't you mean the day? Because I'm not sure if Cons does this, so I am still looking into that.
Well, each producer has its own cancellation policies. Under the rule of thumb, though, I'm not sure what. I mean, we always reimburse anyways. If the show's isn't going to go on, we'll just reimburse the money anyways. It's just professional to do that.
Yeah, but do cons usually say no refunds within the week of the con or the day of the con?
You'll have to check. I don't know. I don't get, when I do other shows in Alberta and stuff. I don't get involved with that. I don't have any connection with the ticket things or the producer at all.
Okay.
So I don't know. Everybody is different, and I don't really know what the laws are. I just with our shows we just reimburse because it's just better practice that way, because people understand that shows get canceled. They're more and they'll accept it. Then I could do 5 shows and cancel everything and not give anybody money back. That's like ripping people off.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, as a producer, but it's just professional enough to, since March 17th was my last show, and we haven't done any shows except for 2 or 3 small things on virtual, trying it out and stuff like that. But there was no money. We put money out, but the show wasn't very good. But that's okay, it's just a trial and error, on who you work with and who you don't. Some things work, some things don't. But since March of 2019, when COVID came in, we reimburse every single corporation that we do business with, and every single fan that has bought tickets for any one of our shows, or any brides that we do weddings for, anything. We reimburse everything. We've lost probably, God, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, COVID just sucks overall.
Well, the thing is, though, they'll come back. I've had a cancellation. I do things out of my store. They buy $25 worth of stuff, or they rent something for $25, and then the restrictions change. We reimburse the $25 or give them a credit, right? So they're not losing any money, so they'll come back, right? Because their money, they know their money is safe. And so if I do a show and I cancel it, I reimburse the money because okay, it didn't work out. Something went wrong, right? But the fans understand that because the next show, well, they're going to buy tickets again because they know they're going to get their money back if something doesn't work, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the way.
so he wants to contact his lawyers and give like the people that called you their numbers, right?
I've already told him no. I screenshot everything that I sent him, and I said I will not give anything out unless. Well, I never said that, but I told him I'm not giving anything out, and I said, and I told him what to do again. And I said, technically, what I could do if he doesn't take my name down, then I could get my lawyer to contact him and put a cease and desist letter, right?
Oh wow.
Because okay, that's what it's called. But I'm not that. I don't like to play the hardball. I like to give somebody a chance
Yeah.
first of all. But if it gets to the point where I get a phone call from the lawyer, you don't want that.
Oh boy.
You
No
don't
wonder
want that at
no
all.
wonder he was changing all his prices and
Well,
deleting
technically,
videos and like
well,
nuking like a bunch of tweets. Like I was like checking out to see any updates and like he was some tweets were deleted, some tweets were like getting nuked left and right, and then on his events page, all the prices some of the prices has changed, specifically the meet and greet to $100 left, $100 less, and then on
that's
his YouTube.
probably that's probably because I told him to lower his prices because that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
But whatever, I don't know anything about digital, and I don't really care what people sell tickets for. I mean, I know kids. I know other producers that are younger than him, and they make $300 a person, but that's live. They're actually meeting the guy live at $300
Yeah.
in Vancouver, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's big business, but
I mean,
but there's a
people.
lot of stuff there's a lot of stuff that he says that gets mailed out. Like they get some characters and they get a picture or something like that. So I mean, it's possible that it's worth $200. I mean, I wouldn't pay for it, but other people would. But I don't know. Showbiz is weird. Some people will pay $200, some people won't, right?
I mean, it depends on like I guess the worth of the voice actor. Like if it's like
Well,
a.
that's what it comes down to. What is the cost of the show divided by how many people can attend the show in a virtual event, and you have to make enough money to pay everybody. So if you don't, then usually what I do is 30 days prior to, well, whatever the cancellation policy is for the celebrities or the talent or whatever I hire, they all have cancellation policies, whether it's 90 days or 30 days prior to the show. Then they refund the 50% deposit or whatever the deposit is. That's fine, because they can lose a show if they get booked and then they don't get, and then the show gets canceled. So this producer has probably certain cancellations with Remo and certain cancellations with the vendors that he uses in regards to refunding money back. If he goes beyond that date, then and the show doesn't make money, well then he's hooked to pay everybody back. He
Yeah, I
still has to
mean,
pay.
the fact that I think all this is all verbal agreements as of right now. That's my opinion. Like
Yeah, maybe
so.
not maybe not Stephanie because I've seen the live feed on her, but I don't
Yeah.
have now the answer to your question. Did I get any feedback from the agency that I emailed? The answer is no. So I have no confirmation if he's
All
going to
right.
be there.
Well, okay. I got confirmation from like my end, like he is going, and that he's watching this. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's whether or not. So it all comes down to, but basically from my from our position here in regards to the show, that people need to know that we are not going to be there at a table. We're not going to be on virtual video or whatever they do. And Remo is a legit platform. They're it's very good. But that's a matter of opinion when people go and use the platform.
Yeah.
Everybody has different experiences. But they are legit. Bet.com is legit. The rest of the sponsors and stuff like that, I have no idea. But for sure, we're not going.
Yeah. Okay.
Once he mentioned the lawyer, that's when the doors closed.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder he went complete silent on this when people were like asking
hmm
him. Oh God.
Well, all I have to do is call my lawyer, and he doesn't want that
Yeah,
because
that's
tech,
embarrassing.
technically, I could sue him for using my name without permission.
Oh God.
Right. But I'm not that hardball.
Yeah.
I understand how what new producers go through. They may not have all the, they may not do everything right. They jump the gun, they get so excited, and then they start saying, they'll say it's miscommunication, but in reality, it's not miscommunications because they should know that it's not confirmed until you have a contract.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I understand like when like new people try to start something new, like they tend to mess up, right? But like in this
yeah,
case, it's
for
like you're
sure.
just covering up your mistakes and just admitting it and just trying to fix it to make it seem like you're actually listening to the feedback. And it's like,
Well, because what happens is it so with my name or other people's names, like when you're talking about showbiz, some people it's going to know my name, some people aren't. So if we endorse the show, then more people are going to buy tickets because they know us. And so if we go, then it's good for somebody else to go, right? But
yeah,
if we don't go, well, then they know there's a problem because he didn't admit that he made a mistake to say, "Oh, sorry, I posted Kmp Events Canada that they're going to go, and it was a miscommunication," or whatever he wants to say to the fans and to the people on social media or however he connects with them. To just be honest, say, "Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. They're not going to be there." That's all he had to say,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, he should have done that. Like he's still saying that to other people that we affected his sponsors, yada yada yada, and that he's been dealing with
No,
people harassing him. And
to be
I
honest with that, statement, he affected the show, whatever reason, whether it's 5 people or whether it's thousands of people that see this going on and saying, "What's happening? There's red flags going up. KMP's not going to be there now. Why were they advertised when they didn't agree with it?" Things like that. So
mm,
and he wanted me to go live on a live call with him, and I said no because I wasn't. I'm more direct with him now to say this is what you got to do. If you do this, you might be able to fix the problem with whoever, and you don't calling a lawyer in is not going to help you.
yeah,
But
like that was like when you first mentioned that, I was like, oh man.
well, what I
uh,
also told him too, I said, why would I do that? Because these guys could be mafia. They could come up and shoot me. I don't know.
oh, I'm only a college student, sir.
Yeah, I know, but you're in the U.S. You carry guns. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
We're not, no, that just went through my mind because it's true. Because I know who you are, but I'm not going to tell him that. But the other thing is, I've been in situations where I don't know the people. They could do anything.
Yeah.
It could go. If I mess them up, then the rest of my shows for the rest of whatever time I'm in showbiz, they're going to come after me. I don't want that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be horrible.
The only time I say anything like that, if and only if a lawyer summons me to court to say what I said about this show. That is the only time, and I will tell the truth what happened, and then my lawyer will go ahead and sue him. I don't care.
Yeah. So,
But I'm not going down that route because I know probably I don't know how much money he has, but it's not about that. It's just about telling the truth and
yeah.
just admit your mistake. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Don't make me look bad because I'm not supporting you. That's the other side of the story. I don't think he would, but it's possible. Anything's possible, right? But
yeah. I mean,
for me, I'm just surprised that this is happening. But yeah, you mentioned a lawyer to me. That's the wrong thing to do.
oh yeah. What was his words like regarding the lawyer? Like, why do you want to bring out a lawyer?
Well, because he thinks his whole show's messed up and he doesn't want to admit his mistakes and to correct it. And it's not going to look good either way if he keeps going on with not taking my name down and telling the fans, "Oh, and unfortunately, KMP had to back out for whatever reason." They don't need a reason. They just need to know that I'm not going to be there because or supporting the show for whatever reason. I mean, it happens, I don't have to support it, right?
Yeah. So like, um, regarding the our
But
the Monster Arcade call, like, you are still down to verify that, or like, you're like a bit busy this week?
Well, basically, I just want to just kind of like back away from the show and not worry about it. But because and I mean, I don't know. I'm not following it really. I'm not following. I call it drama in showbiz, which it is. It's normal. But I just want to make sure that the fans know that I'm not going to be there.
All right.
Whether the other sponsors are going to be there, that's not my business. And that's basically where I'm at with it right now. As per my lawyer, he just says back out of it, and if he doesn't take it down and it gets worse, then we'll put a cease and desist letter on it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's about.
one of your name is still up on one of his video in the description, but I think it's a minor detail since he just has your name up, not any links. And he's now saying that
He took the links down. I seen that, but my name is still in the comments, right?
in the description, yeah, like it's only on
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm.
video, which I don't know why he's not like updating it consistently, but like I don't
Well,
know.
as far
It's
as
probably
I
rookie
mean,
mistakes, so
I mean, it started off that video was fake, is what I was told. But then I don't know, like I said, unless I have proof or facts that it is a legit video and it wasn't produced by somebody else that's trying to, like, I'm just saying, not you, but other people out there, because it could be more than just you and somebody else, right?
mm,
Doing it, that we don't know about, because I said maybe you had a bad run. I mean, and I told him, look at Fantasyland or Fantasy Software or whatever they're called. You had a run in with them. Why is their name still up there? And then I see that he took that name down, right?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Facebook, he completely updated it, so I don't know what's going on
yeah.
with the YouTube end. So
Yeah, because that's what I told him to do. I said if you're going to do this right, then you need to take those names off, because people are going to question it. Because what's going to look worse? So you're going to keep advertising that we're going to be there and that we're sponsoring the show, and then technically you post, and if you post my logo up on the screen or something, because it's all depending on what Remo wants to do, because it's their platform. But if he promotes my logo, yeah, you don't want to do that either, because
yeah.
that's definitely a lawsuit, because you're using somebody's logo without permission,
Oh
right?
yeah. I still need to get
So
verification on Arcade Monsters, cause like their statements are, I need to like get some clarifications on whether or not they actually did sponsor it or drop them regarding this.
well,
So yeah.
well, you can. I mean, his comment in regards to him losing sponsorship, um, on the show and blaming somebody else. I'll tell you right now, that is not the case. It doesn't work that way. It works on his producing the show and him jumping the gun, assuming that we were going to be there
Yeah.
and that we were going to sponsor the show. That's what it comes down to be honest with you. It's not about what the other sponsors or other things like that. You just don't promote a company that they're going to be there if they haven't paid you and made a deal that they're going to be there. That's the whole truth of the whole matter. It doesn't matter what sponsor it is. And if there's a problem with the sponsor, you don't have to tell people what the problem is. It's just they backed out for whatever reason. It's technically nobody else's business. Now, whether or not the show is legit or not legit, well, I think it's legit. I think he just produced it, not as good as what he should have,
Yeah.
And I know this is his second show, is what I've been told, but the whole thing is for us, just so that and everybody else knows, because I didn't really want to go on live with anybody, with him or something, to explain myself, because I don't want to be caught caught saying something that I shouldn't be saying, because I don't know the whole story, right?
Yeah.
And that's what my lawyer told me too. He said, don't say anything, just tell people that you're not sponsoring the show, and to have the producer take your name down. That's
Got it.
all the steps you've got to do, and that's it, and then walk away. If they don't do it and it still continues, then the second step goes in, where I have to have my lawyer send him a cease and desist letter, and if he doesn't do that, then it goes to court.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
So
well, that's crazy. I mean,
I
I
know.
am still
Well,
surprised that he tried to get
that
a lawyer on me and Allister.
well,
Oh God.
and that happened a couple of days ago. I did screenshot the message that he sent me because the lawyer told me to. He said keep track of what every conversation is going on, just so that you have something to back up your statements in court if it has to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, I would ask for it. Um,
If I get pulled in saying that I'm part of the show where I'm not, which happened before, and I get a call from the police officer, and I
oh,
said, "What?"
ouch.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've been through this before. It's nothing new to me. That's why and I'm not. I'm a very nice guy up to a point,
Up to a
and
point.
then up to the point when it becomes legal aspects or lawyers or police officers or whatever. Yeah, even if I paid money, we'd be backing out real quick, and then we'll be suing them for the money that we paid. But that hasn't happened at this point. But
Yeah.
he should listen to me. I understand people make mistakes, but it's how long has this been going on? It doesn't take that long. It doesn't take a month or 3 weeks or whatever to clean a problem up. It's just you
This
made a
I
mistake,
think went
so
on
what?
for a week. This went on for a week, and like
Oh, it's
now
been longer
he's
than that. It's been longer than that. He said that the people have been going after his show for back since February or something.
yeah, but people were just criticizing him over him having a controversial voice actor, and I am surprised he's acting surprised over this. Like, if you're gonna have a controversial like voice actor, you should expect people to you know, talk badly about it, especially if you think he's innocent. Like, it's
Well, that's I mean, I don't know. I just don't see. I mean, I hope the show goes well, but
I mean,
it's
I do
not gonna
too,
help.
but like it's
It's
just
not going to
like
help him with sponsors for anything else that comes along. He's got to do, you got to do things right, or you're going to lose sponsors. I mean, if he did things right, I probably could have got him other sponsors, but he didn't. There's not enough time for it. I mean, it's COVID. People, other companies are, even my partners, big ones. They're not spending a lot of money on advertising this year or promotions. Because nobody's made any money for the last year, right? So,
yeah. I mean, his
to
con
be
has a
honest.
lot of potential for a virtual con. Like the fact that he found this platform and wanted to like, enhance it, like kudos for him to do that, but like the way he just
Well,
acted when it came to like the vitality of his con is like
Well, I checked on Google, and we have what's called, you can advertise the show on various platforms, like the city platform and stuff, like, what's happening in Ottawa and stuff like that. That video is on that platform. And so I checked the video. It just all goes to YouTube anyways, but it's the same. It's two videos that I see with my name on it that has been plastered all over social media and other medias within the internet, right? Whether it's on TV or radio,
mm-hmm.
whatever. And I haven't, but social media and the internet is where everybody's advertising, and it connects to other platforms, and now it's all over the place. And he takes one thing down, but then you got five other things that are still promoting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. So because it's so late in the game, he should have, as soon as he noticed the problem. I mean, sure, it's good to try and say something, but it's just the fact that he can assume whatever he wants, but not understanding that you know fans just want to know who's going to be there, what's happening, why is it taking so high because of this. It's good to get feedback like that because there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I do. If somebody tells me, oh, well, that's too expensive to rent, I'm not paying you $300 for that. I said, okay, well, what do you want to pay? It's a new product. He said, well, I'll give you 150 for it. I said, okay, fine. And then
Yeah.
I'll lower it down to 150. It's whatever people want to pay. But, I can't keep bouncing tickets back and forth. So I have a variety of tickets to say, okay, I have enough for $35 for people for general admission. I have 150 for VIP, and you get this and this. And then I do have, higher prices, but that way you cater to everybody, just not, just because you're part of the Comic-Con, which is huge depending what circuit you're in. And there's other virtual Comic Cons coming out that I've seen on social media. So he's not the first, because Ottawa has another big one, and so now you've got to make sure that you're connecting to the right show, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I
it's
and
pretty
I've been
competitive when you want to like present
yeah.
your
Oh,
con.
oh,
So
it's very competitive. Like you have a new producer, like I said before, going up against these big shows. I've learned my lesson is to partner with them. Don't try to take it over.
oh boy.
Because you're not going to get because they're well established. And if I started to do a Comic-Con show, which we call it up here, I don't know enough about it to even do one, because I don't know the characters. I don't know this. I don't know that. So I'm going to make, but I mean, I could, but so I go in and say, okay, well, what can I do to help the show? And whether it's, if it was live, well, then I did the lights and sound for it. They wanted to connect a dance party to the Comic-Con. So after the Comic-Con trade show was done, they had a big after party with all the characters. It was just like Halloween, but it was all in Marvel costumes and Batman. And, I went as Batman and stuff, and it went fine. There was 500 people there.
Yeah.
And the tickets were like $50, and I think it was $50 for some people, and it was like $100 for something else. But they got tables, and they got VIP, and they got their own table and wait. They had bottle service is what we call it. So it was very well done. They got a limo to the after party, but they paid for that, right? So we have that kind of stuff. But doing this thing virtual, it's a new ball game, and I see that there's a lot of platforms, a lot of tech companies, it's a bidding war. It's just like, oh, I can help you, I can do this, I can do this. So everybody's changing, everybody's pivoting, and you got to find the right platform, you got to find the right things to do, but it all comes down to how you promote it. Be honest with the fans and correct your mistakes as you go along, and they'll understand it. That's how you become a good producer. It's not saying that I know it all. Get some help if you need it.
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with getting help. Like he had like a lot of grammar issues, and people were saying, "Yo, get some help," and his reply was, "Oh, here comes the grammar police," and I'm like, "Wow, that's really mature."
Okay, but me. Okay, I'll tell you something about me. My grammar and my spelling sucks. Okay?
Yeah.
It's so bad that I post that on social media when someone says, "Well, it helps if you know how to spell vinyl." I said, "Well, I'm sorry. It helps if you know how to put a period at the end of it. And besides that, the millennials, the younger generation, says you don't need a period anymore." Because you know what I mean? It's texting, right? So it has its own grammar. So you kind of have to play on it. So but I'm honest. I go back online and I say to all the professionals and my clients and the people that are on my Facebook page, business and personal, that they know that my grammar is not that great and my spelling is not that great, and I'm honest about it. And I said, it's not the fact that I'm not professional, it's just that I'm more professional when I set up a show compared to being in the office. That's all it is. But then they understand that. But the first impression, I agree with you, it doesn't look very good. But then I come back and I tell them I'm sorry. But then I decided I better go out and get a social marketing agency, and they do all the work for me now. So
yeah.
So that's how I got. So because I do another trade show, which is Ottawa Bridal Show, and they had to cancel the live show because of COVID, so we went virtual. So I said, I was looking at this, I said, well, I can do this and that, and I said, no, this is going to the radio and everything else under the sun. I'm just going to pay the money. It cost me probably $1,000 to get the marketing agency to do all the ads and all the certificates that I was giving away and all this other kind of stuff. And I sent them in. They said, because they had another, you have to find a good one, and they did a really good job on the advertising and the grammar and the spelling and all this other kind of stuff. So it looked professional. You know what I mean? You have to pay the money to do. And I said, no, I'm just going to do it. And I ended up with 400 contacts. Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because if you don't do it professional, especially in the wedding industry, and don't pay close attention to detail in anything really, then you're right. Then the grammar and the spelling has to be has to be done. And if we make a mistake, well, I skip that people correct me now. I actually said, heck, if I had to pay everybody to correct my spelling, my grammar, you'd be a millionaire by now. So,
I mean, grammar
you
does
know,
help in like presenting that you're
yeah, it
like
does.
legitimate, and it's like people like he has a grammar mistake where it's like, oh, go meet Stephanie, whoever the voice actor is, and then on in the other meet and greet section, like it says go and meet this he has like two of the same names within like different voice actors, so it's like
Yeah. I
he could
mean,
probably get sued for it.
yeah. I mean, the other thing too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try to live outside the box and do things like we just had a conversation on social media, and it was a really good thread. Sometimes you get in these really good threads, are either really bad, or you get the bullies and you get the guys that just stomp you to death, because they just don't like you or something.
Yeah.
And so, but sometimes you get in a really good thread, and then it goes on. It starts off with 5 people. Now you got 1,000 people reading these comments back and forth in regards to shows and DJ work and all that stuff that we do. And it's just it gets to the point where nobody's perfect, but at the same time you got to prove yourself too. So I said, okay, fine, and here's my pictures. Then I get on live feed. I do a video and I tell everybody exactly what I do. But the first thing, like if I'm doing a show that I don't know much about, and it's when I was doing my first show, second show, I've had a lot of shows that well, not a lot of shows, but some shows that just didn't go well. But at the same time though, I got a business degree, so of music and performing arts, so I know how the business aspect works. And that's the problem with a lot of producers, or a lot of people in entertainment, is why they have managers, why they have producers, why they have a line producer and things like that, and a script producer, all that kind of stuff. And now social media guys or people, on their team to help them be professional. And it costs money, but at the same time, if you can't do it right, then get the help. Partner with people. So.
Yeah.
And then the fans love it. Like get the celebrities. Like I just talked to another agency in LA, and I said, how does it, I asked them a question. I've never done it before. I said, do you have to pay celebrities if you go live feed to promote a show? He said, well, if they're going to be there, then no, because it's part of the promotion stuff. It's all up to them if they want to go on live feed or not. And some of them will charge, and some of them will just get an honorarium. It all depends on the talent, right? So at that point, you got to say, okay, figure out how much it costs, and then try and sell tickets, or get the support by sponsors, and then everybody else can come for free. You don't have to pay. There's a lot of trade shows I go to that you don't pay anything. Maybe it was $5. Like the last one I did, everybody paid $5, but there's $25,000 in prizes to give away, right? Of course they're going to put $5 in.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of sponsors on that show, and it went well. And because the producer been doing it for a long time, so if I go ahead and do the same show here in Ottawa, I'm not going to. I'm just going to partner with her and work with her, because she does it very well. And you can't go up against the big guys. Though I learned my lesson. Unless you got $1 billion or millions and millions and millions of dollars, which I could. Which I could do a show and go up against the big guys, but why? Why would you?
I mean, it would be fun, like just have a bit of competition.
Well, that's true what you said. The people